If you're feeling maybe hopeless or disempowered, poor me, whatever, don't despair, because there is a way out. And that's why I'm here to tell you that, lack of self-discovery leads to these typical problems or challenges that people experience in their lives, such as dysfunctional or toxic relationships, lack of purpose, repeating the same mistakes over and over again, identity crisis, lack of boundaries, victim mentality, psychosomatic health challenges, stress. And then, on top of that, just like spiritual emptiness, isolation, aloneness, sense of feeling just being lost, right? In general, if you commit to this path, it's gonna really change your life. It's gonna improve not just your life, but the people's around you. Just simply better skills to navigate the ups and downs and the challenges of life. Have you ever wondered why you keep making the same mistakes over and over again? What if the answers to all your questions are already within you? What if those answers could be unlocked by understanding yourself a little better? What if self-discovery can set you free? Would you be interested? Because that's why we are here. So what does it mean to know yourself? Knowing yourself is the awareness, the understanding of who you are and how you relate to the world around you. It's really becoming aware and understanding your thoughts, feelings, desires, motivations, behaviors, your gifts and your challenges, right? And this is not an easy task to do. I'm on this path of self-discovery for over 25 years, and it changed my life tremendously. It made my life so much better in every aspect that I'm going to share with you about how that happened. But still, there is so much to do, and there is always more to learn, right? And to experience. And why I'm doing this and why many people are, I think, very committed to this path of self-discovery is because, once you know yourself better, you can just make better choices. I think this is like the easiest way that I can put it for you, right? So when you know who you are and what you want and what is your purpose and what is your mission and what are your gifts and what are your challenges, then to make a decision in a given situation gets like so much easier versus to when you're totally confused and lost and not sure what's going on. So my experience is that my life just got more like content, fulfilled, more happy, more clear, more relaxed, thanks to this knowledge that I kind of attained about myself with, of course, the help of many people who have me in this quest. But you can do that for yourself too. And if you commit to this path, it's gonna really change your life, and it's gonna improve not just your life, but the people's around you. You will have better relationships, you will have better health, learn about emotional intelligence and emotional expression, again, communication. This all, affects human relationships. You will have reduced anxiety, more inner peace, just simply better skills to navigate the ups and downs and the challenges of life. You will feel more empowered and more authentic. You will be able to tap into more your creative flow. It will serve you like on every level, basically. And I think that's pretty self-evident. If you look at, there is a lot of literature and self-help and self-improvement today. So there is so many to choose from. What's important to talk about that, what if you don't do any of this? So what are the consequences that if you have zero self-discovery, if you're not interested to reflect on yourself, to look into yourself, to kind of become a better person, so to say, there is many things, that can and that will probably happen in your life. And I think it's important that we are aware of that, because without being aware, what are the consequences of something that you're doing, like we cannot say that you are making a conscious choice about it, right? So a couple of things that I wrote down for myself that I think it leads to, lack of self-discovery leads to these typical problems or challenges that people experience in their lives, such as poor decision making, dysfunctional or toxic relationships, unfulfilling career path, lack of purpose, repeating the same mistakes over and over again, identity crisis, right? Emotional shutdown or emotional outburst, so the lack of emotional intelligence, low self-esteem, insecurity, imposter syndrome, mental health issues, especially depression, anxiety, poor conflict management, lack of boundaries, victim mentality, psychosomatic health challenges, stress. And then, on top of that, just like spiritual emptiness, isolation, aloneness, sense of feeling just being lost, right? In general, I'm sure that if you're listening to this, you recognize maybe one or two or maybe more things from this list that you're dealing with. And if you do that, just know that if you start on this path and if you start looking at yourself and creating changes, to create a better behavior, so to say, then you can totally do that, right? So don't despair if you are like, oh yeah, I have that, I have the other ones. Like I tick all those boxes because that's how I started, right? So just very, poor decision making, I can definitely say, like dysfunctional, toxic relationships. I had a lot of conflicts in my life. A lot of my relationships were full of conflict and fighting, unfulfilling career path, like absolutely, like I didn't know what I really want, what is my unique gift or contribution to the world, how to express it, which direction to go, what to pursue, right? Repeating the same mistakes, that was like huge. I think that was one of the things that led me on this path of self-discovery, is just that I was thinking at one point, I remember, I just cannot believe that this is happening to me again. There is no logical way of explaining this, and it must be that I am somehow generating this or part of this, or because this is just crazy, so I think that's like a big sign of it. If you need more self-discovery and self just growth, that if you just keep repeating the same mistakes, no matter how much you desire something different, right? Emotional shutdown or emotional outburst, like totally, completely not knowing myself as an emotional being, not having a good handle on my emotions. Yeah, lots of breakdowns, emotionally speaking, definitely low self-esteem, insecurity to the extent that it's causing, right, anxiety causing psychosomatic issues, digestive issues, mainly in my case, like some physical pain. So definitely had challenges as a result of the stress and the anxiety and the toxicity and the lack of my skills of relate, in a healthy way, because obviously I didn't come from the perfect environment where, you didn't come from there either, I suppose. And then spiritual emptiness, that was like huge factor for me, what to believe in, what's going on, what is the bigger picture, right? For me, coming in from an environment was kind of anti-spiritual and anti-religious, and then kind of exploring different belief systems, right? And trying to find something that I resonate with. Definitely this feeling of sense of lost and this like, somebody tell me, right, what to do. So I totally know how does that feel. And this was because it probably ticked all of these boxes, at the beginning when I was in like just very, very early 20s. I started paying attention to myself, and I started asking questions of like, what is my part in this, and how can I change that for the better? Because I don't want to continue this way. I don't want to live this way. And it was very painful experience and a lot of struggle. Um, and that's what started me on the path. So if you're feeling this way, or if you're feeling maybe hopeless or disempowered, poor me, whatever, don't despair, because there is a way out. And that's why I'm here to tell you that, and to hopefully show you some things that lead you to your exit from, the dysfunctional environment and behavior. And once you start to pay attention to yourself and go deeper in yourself and turn your attention inwards, you start to make better choices, and then your life transforms, right? And all of these things that I listed before greatly improve, right? Better relationships, better health, emotional intelligence, better finances, more inner peace, more ability to navigate life challenges, increased confidence, authenticity, creative flow, spiritual connection, so on and so forth. We're gonna talk way more, about these topics, but I just want to share with you what are the benefits, and I want to make you aware that you have a choice. There is something that you can do for yourself, and you can start it for free. You just need to invest your time and energy, and you have a choice. You have a choice of which path you choose: repeating the old mistakes and keep going down the same road that you know already, where does that lead you, or to make different choices and try something different. And that's what I'm inviting you to do. This way, change your whole life, and empower yourself. So that's what self-discovery is about. I think if you ask yourself a question, what do you have to lose? There is really nothing to lose, but everything to gain, right? So it's a kind of like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you try? If you want to take a step today and you want to start doing something for yourself, then one thing that I really love recommending to people is to keep a daily journal, right? So to spend 5-10 minutes every day to sit down, turn your attention inwards, observe your internal reality in terms of how am I feeling, what are my emotional states, what is my mind centered around, what are my recurring thoughts, I'm keep thinking about this, that, or the other. How is my physical body, and what does my body need? What are some meaningful events, that are happening in my life that I can reflect on, or, look for learning in it? So just turning your attention inwards and asking meaningful questions instead of just listing what you did during the day, right? Like a timetable, and really trying to connect yourself on a deeper level, being present in the moment, disconnecting a little bit from the outer world. And this is a good way to start practicing mindfulness, awareness, self-reflection, and connecting with yourself in a little bit of different way. So I really encourage you to do that, and share with us if you are already on the path of self-discovery, and what are your favorite tools so far. Share with us and the other listeners what helped you the most, so we can all learn from each other. And see you in the next episode. Lots of love.